Hello, friends. On the 21st of August 1911, it was a Monday morning in the French capital, Paris. It was quite bustling. People were going to work in their offices when suddenly, three men came out of the Louvre museum. The three had spent the previous night in the museum, and now they were carrying an important property of the Louvre museum that was hidden in a blanket while they tried to escape. They went to a nearby railway station and caught the train at 8:45 in the morning and disappeared. The whole world was unaware of the fact that they had stolen a painting. Not an insignificant painting, the world's most famous painting. The Mona Lisa, today. The value of this painting is close to $1 billion. What is the reason behind this? What are the secrets hidden in the Mona Lisa? Why is this the most famous painting in the world? Let's understand the mystery of the Mona Lisa in today's video. Mona Lisa was painted in 1503 by an Italian artist, Leonardo da Vinci, and this man was so amazing that you won't even believe it. Not only was he a painter, but also an engineer, scientist, sculptor, architect, and theorist. He had knowledge of so many subjects, be it painting, cartography, astronomy, anatomy, botany, hydrology, geology, optics, or even paleontology. An entire video can be made on his life, so without talking about him too much, let's get to Mona Lisa, which was his most famous painting. But who is this person in the painting? People have always been curious about the identity of the woman in the painting. The first revelation about this was made by an Italian artist named Giorgio Vasari, who wrote the autobiography of Leonardo da Vinci in 1550. According to Vasari, this woman was Lisa Gherardini. She was married to a silk trader who lived in Florence, Francesco Giocondo. He believed that Francesco had commissioned this painting of his wife, and that's the origin of the names of this painting. The first name that we all know, Mona Lisa, derived from Madonna Lisa. Traditionally, in Italian, the word Madonna was used to mean Madam, so Madonna Lisa meant Madam Lisa. The word Madonna was later shortened to Mona with a double N. When this was written in English and N was dropped and Mona became Mona, so Mona Lisa means Madam Lisa or Lady Lisa, and then comes Mona Lisa's other name, which is La Gioconda. After her marriage, Lisa Gherardini became Lisa Giocondo. Interestingly, in Italian, Giocondo means light-hearted or cheerful, meaning bright and joyful, and today, Mona Lisa is very famous for her smile. So that's where it got its name, La Giocondo. In French, the word Giocondo is written with a J, like this, Joconde. So that's why when you go to the Louvre Museum in Paris and see the painting of Mona Lisa in French, it would be identified as La Joconde. Now, the interesting thing is that in 1550, despite this revelation, people were not ready to believe that Vasari's narrative was correct. Many theories started to emerge about this woman being someone else. Some people said that she was Leonardo da Vinci's mother. Some said that this was a painting of a queen from the Italian aristocracy. The most interesting theory was that in this painting, Da Vinci painted himself. That this painting is not of a woman, but in fact a self-portrait of Da Vinci, where he imagined how he would have looked had he been a woman. This theory was promoted by artist Lillian Schwartz in an article in 1987. She used digital tools to try to show similarities between Leonardo da Vinci's face and Mona Lisa's image. With this logic, any two faces can be seen as similar by placing them on top of each other. But today, we can say with a lot of certainty that the woman painted here is indeed Lisa Giocondo. A professor living in Florence researched this for 25 years and found the archives, and in 2004, he discovered clear evidence to prove this fact. He also found that the Da Vinci family had a close relationship with Francesco Giocondo's family. He also found a record that Lisa's marriage was registered on the 5th of March 1495 when Lisa was 16 years old and Francesco was around 30 years old. He found that Leonardo da Vinci's father and Lisa's husband knew each other very well. And it's possible that this painting was commissioned not by Lisa's husband, but by Leonardo's father. Polanyi says that when the Mona Lisa was painted, Lisa was 24 years old, and that there might have been two reasons for painting this. The first reason is that in 1503, when Francesco and Lisa bought their home, or the second reason is that in December 1502, when their second son was born. The second reason seems more probable because 3 years before this, in 1499, Lisa lost her daughter. If you look at this painting closely, you will see a veil over Lisa's hair. Many people call it a mourning veil. It is a veil that is worn when someone in the family has passed away. Now, one question arises here: if Da Vinci was Italian, Mona Lisa was Italian, then why is this painting in France today? Well, the thing about this is that in the year 1516, the King of France, King Francis I, invited Leonardo da Vinci to live in France. And so, da Vinci moved from Italy to France and took with him the Mona Lisa. Historical records aren't clear about this, but it's believed that Da Vinci hadn't completed the painting yet. 15 years after starting the painting, he was still working on this painting, trying to modify it and make it better. Meanwhile, in the year 1519, Leonardo da Vinci passed away during his stay in the French palace, and the king kept this painting as a part of his royal collection. About 150 years, in 1797, when the French Revolution happened, this painting was taken out of the palace and handed over to the Louvre. The mastermind of this theft was Vincenzo Peruggia. He stole this painting together with his two friends. He was an Italian nationalist. He believed that this painting belonged to Italy, not in France. And so after stealing it, they took it to Italy. Stealing such a famous painting was a risky job, especially when the value of the painting was in millions of dollars. So, obviously, Vincenzo wouldn't have felt safe after this theft. But before that, let's know the speciality of this painting. Why is it so special? First of all, the Mona Lisa was not painted on paper, canvas, or cloth. Instead, it was painted on poplar wood. In those days, it was the favorite wood of Italian painters. Secondly, this painting isn't large. Look at the photos. This is where it hangs in the museum. You can see its size in comparison to the people. This painting is only 77 centimeters by 53 cm, but still it is considered so special because in its time in Italy, this was the first painting which focused so closely on the person. This is a half-length portrait. These types of shots are very common in photography today, but no one used to make such paintings in those days. If you look at the overall color grading of this painting, you will see a lot of brown and yellow shades. It looks like a very dull painting. It is so yellowish that at one point, a professor declared Lisa a cholesterol patient. But there are two reasons behind this. First, a varnish layer has been applied to this painting so that moisture does not affect the painting badly. It looks like a dull painting. It is so yellowish that once a professor had declared Lisa to be a patient with high cholesterol. And secondly, the reason is that Da Vinci used a unique painting technique. He used a very new painting technique called sfumato, which means blending colors in such a way that no boundaries are seen, so that the transition between colors is very smooth. You won't see any strong lines in this painting. If you zoom in and look at the face, you won't be able to tell where the eyes end or where the cheeks begin. The blending is so smooth that even today, people get surprised after seeing it. In fact, Leonardo used for different layers to create this effect. One thin layer of color, another thin layer of oil, then again a color layer and another layer of oil. These layers were repeated multiple times to create a transparent blending effect. Even today, art scientists are confused about how Da Vinci made this painting. Some experts believe he used the brush while others believe that he used his fingers. But everyone agrees that this effect cannot be replicated easily by anyone else. Another reason for this painting being so special is its background. Many people overlook the landscape behind her. In the background, you can see mountains, rivers, bridges, and roads. But if you look carefully, you will realize that the left and right sides of the background do not match. Another mystery of this painting is the Mona Lisa's smile. At first glance, you will see a smile on her face. But if you look again, it will appear that she is not smiling. Da Vinci created this illusion deliberately using the sfumato technique. If you focus on the lips, it looks like she is not smiling. But when you look at her eyes or cheeks, it looks like she is smiling. Our brain gets confused by this illusion. And this is the reason why her expression looks different to every person. Even today, the Mona Lisa's smile remains one of the greatest mysteries in the world of art. Scientists and artists have spent years trying to decode that smile. But perhaps that's exactly what Da Vinci wanted, a smile that would remain an eternal mystery. In 1911, when this painting was stolen, newspapers across the world started printing her photo on their front pages. The Mona Lisa became so famous because of that theft. Before that, only a few art lovers knew about it. But after the theft, she became world famous overnight. When the painting was recovered 2 years later, crowds gathered to see it. Newspapers and photographers started showing her photo everywhere. Because of that publicity, Mona Lisa became the most recognizable painting in the world. After this, the Mona Lisa became a symbol of art, mystery, and beauty. Every artist and every art lover wanted to see her once in their life. It became a dream painting for the whole world. Even today, thousands of people stand in long queues just to see this painting for a few seconds. Some come from across the world just to take a photo of it. It is protected with bulletproof glass. A strong temperature control system keeps the painting safe. And there are guards watching it all the time. The painting is insured for hundreds of millions of dollars. If you try to put a price tag on it today, the Mona Lisa would easily be worth over $900 million. But this is not just about money. It's about history, emotion, and timelessness. This painting represents what art truly means, something that connects emotions beyond time and place. Leonardo da Vinci never imagined that this simple portrait of a merchant's wife would one day become the most famous painting in the world, but perhaps that is the magic of true. It connects us to the artist, his mind, his emotions, and his genius. Through this painting, Leonardo da Vinci continues to live forever. So, the next time you see the Mona Lisa, don't just see a painting. See the story, the mystery, and the soul of an artist who changed the meaning of art forever.